Okay, good morning class. So today we will start a new lesson that is on your unit 3, lesson number 9. Lesson 9, sending and receiving messages. Okay, man lives in a society and is called a social animal. There is constant communication between humans. Each one sends and receives message or information. Communication is receiving and sending message or information. Underline till here, okay? What do you mean by communication? From here till information. The early man sent and received this through gestures or signs. Gestures or sign. He used the sign language. Later on, he developed the spoken language. Finally came the written language. The means of communications are those who are used to send messages and information to different places. There are several modern means of communication. Okay, so here it says that we live in a society and through that there is a constant communication between the people, okay? And in order to communicate, what are those that help us? It is receiving or sending messages to one another. Before, in the beginning, at the early men, they used to receive and sending message through gesture or sign. Sign means as symbols and all, and gesture means by their ideas, by thinking, by gazing, and through that they communicate. Okay, and after that, slowly he started to use the sign as a language, and later on he also developed the spoken language to talk. Okay, and finally the last part is through written language. And don't get confused, okay? Communication means receiving and sending messages. And means of communication, this one. Means of communication means that are those which are used to send messages and information to different places. Don't get confused on this, okay? Now the first one. Different type of communications are there. The number one is the telephone. This is an instrument which help us to communicate with one person at a time. That means at the same time we can communicate, and that is an instrument called telephone. We can speak to someone far off means distance, okay, and also listen to him or her. Every office or institution usually possesses a telephone. It is common even in home. The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. Underline this. These are important. Who invented telephone? That is Alexander Graham Bell. On which year? That is on 1876. He invented this. Okay. Telephone is perhaps the fastest means of communications today. Underline that also. Fastest means of communication is telephone. Telephone can carry voice of the people, that is our voice, okay, over long distance from far places and all, by cables or wires. India is linked with many cities in different countries of the world through cables. Now STD, that is for state, okay. Full form of STD is subscriber trunk dialing. Try to note these things in your mind. Facility is available by which we can talk directly with any person living in our country or abroad. Abroad means far places, distance, where such facility is available. Telephone lines connecting the government of various countries are called hotlines. So, the connecting lines that are connect to the government from various countries that they can connect are called as hotline. The government of these countries can use these lines in emergencies, in important work. Now cellular and mobile phones are also available which can work without wires. So before, telephones are more important, but now as a modern stage, mobile phones are more available. It is more available without the wire, okay? Can carry in our pocket here and there. Second, the telegraph. If there is some urgent message which must reach immediately, that means immediate word, urgent word that if you want to send immediately, urgently, then with this telegraph, okay, with the help of this. People used to send it telegraphically. Telegraph system was devised by Samuel Morse about 160 years ago. So telegraph, it is invented by Samuel Morse. Underline this. About 160 years ago, Morse invented an electric key. It is known as Morse key. Underline this. This electric key he invented and is known as Morse key. By pressing the key for short and long periods, Morse was able to send signals in series of dots and dashes. Dots mean a small point of dot, this one. Dash mean a small line, okay? Electric current. He worked out a code based on these signals, which could be understood and transcribed by trained telegraph operators. This Morse code is still in use throughout the world. So his code is still using all over the world. Telegraphic messages are sent from one continent to another through wire known as cable. As you all know, what are cable wire? The cables are laid over land or along the bottom of the ocean. Telegraph is a quicker means of communication. A telegram can reach any part of the world in a day. So in a day, you can send a telegram and urgent messages and all in a day, okay? It is a quicker means of communication. Now, teleprinters. The invention of teleprinters has improved the telegraph service. It is improved more than telegraph. It helps us more. Telex is a system which messages are sent through machines called teleprinter. Teleprinter, it is a machine which a message can be sent. Okay, a teleprinter looks more or less like a typewriter machine. So it is little bit similar to telegraph. It is more or less than typewriter. The sender types the message on the teleprinter, which is converted into electric signals and received on the other teleprinter at the receiving end. The teleprinter at the receiving end automatically types the message on a sheet of paper. It is faster and improved means than the telegraph. Now most of the telegraph offices in India are equipped with teleprinters which are interlinked within the country and with most of the countries in the world. Many office and the newspaper offices have their own teleprinter machines to send message and receive news from all over the world as quickly as possible. Okay, so this typewriter, it is more faster, much more better than telegraph nowadays. And this, we can directly type a message, and once the message is typed in the teleprinter, it can be converted through electric signal, and another teleprinter can receive this at the end. Okay, so only this much we will do today. The rest will continue in our next class. Now I want to give you some few notes, that is on your answer the following questions. Number 1, what is meant by communication? Communication. The answer: sending and receiving messages or information is called as communication. Sending and receiving messages or information is called as communication. Number 2, how did the early man communicate? The answer: in the beginning, 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 early man communicate through gestures or signs. gestures, gesture, signs, sign. Okay. Number 3, in what way does the telephone help us to communicate? The answer: telephone help us to communicate with one person at a time from far off. Full stop. Next line. It can also carry voice of the people over long distance by cables or wires. Number 4. How is a message sent through the teleprinter? The answer: message can be sent through the teleprinter by typing the message on the teleprinter, which is converted into electric signals and received on other teleprinter at the receiving end. Let me repeat this again. Number 4 answer: message can be sent through the teleprinter by typing the message on the teleprinter, which is converted into electric signals and received on other teleprinter at the receiving end. Okay, so only that much.